right, beautiful people, we're back again. Okay. So my next question for you, Zahraa, is: in relationships, people define cheating different things, right? So some people maybe holding hands might be cheating. Some people looking at other people. Your husband looking at another girl is cheating if she's blonde or brunette
No, chocolate.
or whatever. So what would you define as cheating in your relationship?
I would say the minute you send a message, the minute you think about another person. When I say think about another person, I
You're
mean
not allowed to think about other people.
listen to me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What I'm saying is once the person that you're with doesn't fulfill something within you anymore, and you feel the need to think about messaging somebody else or speaking to somebody else or chatting, already then that's when the cheating starts. You don't have to be holding hands, you don't have to be kissing, you don't have to be sleeping with the person. From that aspect, it's cheating. Because what was your intent with that message?
So by message you mean like physically, like he said the
Physically
text.
messaging, like, hey, how are you? What are you doing this weekend?
Okay.
Or can we meet up? Or that
Okay.
is, for me, that's classified as cheating. Think about it. When it comes to a murder case, right? You always investigate intent. Why? Because
Yes.
that was your intention. So if it is your intention to get that out of the message, it's cheating. To me. Each to
Okay.
its own.
So
Again.
is the message about anything? So for example, let's say he wants to speak to you about let's say certain man issues that he's having.
Why?
But he
Why
doesn't-
does he want to
but-
speak to him?
but he doesn't feel comfortable. He doesn't feel-
Bullshit. I call bullshit. Don't come and defend yourself.
Right.
If you're gonna message another woman
Alright.
about man issues, message a man.
Okay.
How is a woman
Okay.
gonna be able to give you advice about man issues when she's not a man?
All right. Okay. Let's say he needs advice on let's say there's certain things he doesn't feel comfortable sharing with you.
So speak to his mother.
Okay. So just no communication with any other woman outside of you. Is that
No,
what you're
you
saying?
can communicate. You can have friends.
Okay.
I mean, I have male friends, Farhan has female friends.
Okay.
Some of them are not too particularly happy about.
Okay.
But what is your intention with that friend? And the minute you are doing something behind your partner or your spouse's back, I wouldn't classify it as cheating, but I would be highly pissed off.
Okay. So let me get this straight. So you are okay with him having female friends, and he is okay with you having male friends.
With the exception, I mean, I don't necessarily go and hang out with my male friends without him.
You're right.
And he has met all of them, and he on his own is comfortable with all of them.
Okay.
And with his female friends, you need to be in a comfortable space. Because if you're not in a comfortable space, even if he isn't cheating, it's just going to be something that's constantly going to be playing in your brain, and it's going to start a fight.
Okay. What would be an example of like something you're not comfortable with? I don't know.
I can give you a good example of something I'm not comfortable with.
Yeah.
So there was this girl.
Again, you don't have to speak
No.
specific
I'm just
situation.
giving you a
here.
general.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
So Farhan had a friend a while ago, and
I'm so sorry.
they
Put your business out like
had a
that.
friend a while ago,
Right.
and what happened is when him and I started dating and whatever, he would tell me about this girl that he was still friends with from back then, right?
Is she Indian?
No, she's colored.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm half colored as well, so no.
Okay.
Right. So he seems to like them like that. But anyway, so what happened with this specific girl is when he was living in another province at the time, she was his. They never slept together or had a relationship, but they were best friends. They would hang out a lot. And the one day they were playing spin the bottle, and he confessed to me that he did kiss her twice.
Oh man.
Right.
Oh man.
So after he kissed her
Oh.
twice, but now Farhan forgets. You see, he is like levels. So he'll blurt something out and then he doesn't remember. So in this specific situation, we were on our way back home from holiday, and he told me that no, he did kiss her twice and she was in love with him. Blah 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 blah. A while later, I find out that she was giving him advice when it comes to me. We weren't married at the time. We weren't like serious at the time, but it enraged me slightly.
But she's on your side.
Listen, right?
Yeah.
I don't feel the need for a woman who was in love with you
Right.
or who you had kissed twice under any circumstances
Right.
to give you advice about.
Okay. Okay.
So, like, it would like freak me out if they had to be in contact now after we married. Yeah, I would lose my shit.
Okay. Okay. So let me just get this straight. So you draw boundaries on him or you guys spending time, let's say, alone with that friend. Is that where you draw the boundary?
So,
Like you guys
I mean,
have to be
even if it's
together,
alone,
or-
it's fine. So long as there's no history, so long as there's no anything,
Right.
then it's fine.
So he can just, okay, I'm going fishing this weekend with let's call her Becky.
No. Like,
Okay.
why don't you want to take me with? I enjoy fishing.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
do you want to come with us fishing, or we going in a group? Again, I'm saying, like, I don't spend a lot of time with my male friends without him, so I
Right.
wouldn't come to him and be like, oh, Fahim and I are going for lunch. I'd be
Right.
like, let's go for lunch. We're gonna meet Fahim. And for what it's worth, I mean, my guy friends are now more his friends than they are my friends. So if you're incorporating them into your lifestyle and with each other as a couple, then I feel like it's not an issue.
Okay. So I'm just trying to define this in like a very clear way. So you're okay with it so long as number one, you're involved,
Yeah,
and also no history.
yeah.
Okay. So if there's history, there's no possibility.
No.
Okay. And history as in any kind of physical contact,
Yeah, or like emotional.
emotion.
Yeah,
Okay. I see. And that's the same with you.
same.
Okay. All right. Tips for a healthy marriage, people. I hope you guys are taking notes. Oh man, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Okay. So they. Okay. A lot of women say there's this woman intuition thing. You know, I don't know what it is. I don't know if they're just making it up or what it is. I don't know if it's a real thing. Can you tell when something is like slightly off?
So, I think there's a difference between
So let me just clear. So if you look back on your past relationships,
yeah,
and if you've ever been cheated on or whatever, I mean,
yeah,
you're right.
yeah.
When you look back on it, were there like any like signs?
So for me, I have been cheated on, and I don't think that was more of a women intuition thing.
Yeah.
I think that was more of male stupidity.
Right.
So a lot of the time, when I say that, I mean it's a woman is a manipulative being.
Oh, thank you. I didn't want to be
Right.
the one to say it.
Be it good manipulation or bad manipulation,
Right.
a manipulative being. But a man is
Mhm.
not manipulative.
Right.
He doesn't see past. And if he is manipulative, he's borderline narcissistic or narcissistic, right? So I would say that in my previous relationship, it's male stupidity in the aspect where when a man starts cheating, immediately he pulls away. When he starts cheating, he's completely pulled back. I mean, in time, I mean, physically, I mean, emotionally, in a lot of different aspects. So it becomes very easy for you as a woman to tell. Maybe the intuition does come in there because you know what your partner is. You know how he acts. You know how he speaks.
Mhm.
You know those things more or less. You learn a person over time. The other thing is I've never been cheated on in the aspect where the woman was in my presence, but I have seen it happen to people and to my friends, and a lot of the time it's very in your face, but
Jeez.
it's then difficult for a woman to pick it up. So there'll be like, sideline smirks or like hand holding behind the back, or I mean, I've heard of some messed up things, but for me, I feel in my personal experience, it came from male stupidity.
Wow.
Because you already know something's off. I mean, if your partner is not acting the same way with you, you know that something
Wow.
is off. Yeah.
Okay. You actually, I just feel like you can read my mind because you said something very important. Manipulation, right? I agree with you, right? I feel like, but my theory is this, right? As a guy, you don't really need to be manipulative because you can physically get what you want.
Yeah.
Most of the time. Whereas with a female, you can't really like physically impose yourself.
Yeah.
So you have to find other ways to get what you want. Usually being indirect. What is it? Manipulation. Right. Now, when it comes to marriage, right? What are some red flags? Because I know a lot of people like this. I know a lot of people like this who are finessed into the marriage, right? So what are some red flags that you would give the guys that they should be aware of to make sure that a girl is not manipulating you into the marriage? Are there some signs?
Manipulating you into the marriage, or
Right.
manipulating you in terms of cheating? Because in terms of cheating,
No,
I have no idea.
No.
Like,
Into the marriage or relationship, long-term relationship. Because I see this a lot.
falling pregnant is
So-
one of them.
Wow.
Falling pregnant is one of them.
Wow. Wow.
I would say it's the biggest factor,
Wow. Wow.
right? What? It's the reality.
That's a big one. Wow.
It's the reality. It's falling. And I'm not let me just. I don't want to get in trouble for saying this.
Yeah.
When I say falling pregnant, a woman doesn't just. Sometimes shit happens. Sometimes it's genuinely a mistake.
We know where you're going with this, yes.
Yeah, but a lot of the time you do get certain women where they're like, okay, if I fall pregnant, then he's going to be mine, right? And a lot of the time those women, I would say, would take advantage of being drunk or put a man into this bubble and into this facade of being so in love, try and tell him like, I want a child, or but like I'm saying, it's not always like that. Sometimes, obviously,
Yeah, there are some people that do this. Right.
there definitely
You
is.
don't want all police to come and attack us.
Definitely. I'd say
Yeah.
that's one aspect. The other aspect I would think is control. So when you start dating a man and you constantly pushing to be a bigger part of his life, you automatically want to spend a lot more time with his family. You want to start controlling things in your relationship, because usually when you're controlling things, you're looking towards an outcome. Because if you weren't looking towards an outcome, you wouldn't need to control anything.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it's a red flag, but I'd say just kind of,
Be mindful of that.
yeah, be mindful of that. And I think that's all. I don't really know.
Okay, what do you think? I'll give you an experience that someone that I know experienced this recently. What are you? Would you consider this also part of manipulation? A girl that plays, what's the word? The damsel in distress
Yes,
type of thing.
100%.
So every time she's with you, it feels she always has a crisis.
Yeah.
She always has like some sort of crisis. Maybe she needs, let's say, money, but she'll never be direct about it. So maybe she'll be like, hey, I need to get my car fixed, or hey, I need to pay for this, I need to pay for that. But she'll never actually like directly, like straight up, like ask you. But she will, every time you're with it, it just feels as though like she always has a crisis and she always needs help with something.
Okay.
Would you consider that?
So I would think that it is a form of like the female manipulation.
Right.
But also I think what it could be is I mean, we're living in a world where women were always just tired of men's shit.
Right.
And women have kind of sped up in that process, And what I mean when I say that is a lot of the time you get women who have options. So one guy is for love, one guy is for security, one guy is... So it's
Sorry, man,
it's a
I should've
very
had you
difficult
here a long
situation.
time ago. Oh my God.
I mean, and I'm not just saying women, men do it as well, but
Right.
women, if it's there, it's there. I mean, I think you guys call it a blesser.
Right.
So sometimes you just have a blesser.
Right.
So I think it could mean a few different things. Hi, Snoopy.
So how would you be able to tell when it's really genuine? Like when this is for the guys now. How would you be able to tell that it's genuine? The interest from the girl is actually something genuine.
So
What are some things that you need to look
I
out
would
for?
think it's when she wants to take care of you more than she wants to take care of herself.
Right.
It's when she is willing to put certain things aside for you, and I don't mean change herself completely. I mean, if there's things that are bothering you as a man, she willingly says, you know what, I don't need to wait for him to ask me, but I'm not going to do X, Y, and Z because it's something that would bother him. Also, there's limits with everything.
Right.
So you can't change and stop everything because your man's not going to like it, because then you're not being true to yourself. But I would say a lot of the time it's when she takes more of an interest in you than she does in herself, but also not losing herself.
So she's just happy to do things for you.
She's happy to do things for you. She's happy to motivate you. She's happy with whatever you come with. You know, money's not a problem. Small things like that, because
Would you say spending money as well is a big one? as well?
100%, 100%, because everybody works hard for what they have.
Right.
Doesn't matter whether they have a million or doesn't matter whether they have 100. They work to get that amount of money, right? So I think money is a very, very big and important aspect. You as a woman do not have the right to demand anything from a man,
Right.
especially if you're not married.
Right.
So and the minute you start demanding is when a man starts to pull back.
Right.
So you should always be happy and satisfied with what he gives you, but you as a woman need to go out and be able to do for yourself. So, for example, in mine and Farhan's marriage, if we go out shopping, I fight with him a lot of time because I want to buy. I've always been independent. I've always earned my own money. And a lot of the time he'll be like, no, I'm doing it. And you know, even his mom will tell me, but he's your husband, you need to let him do it. And I tell her, I said, Mommy, I understand that. But now and then, I want to do something on my own.
Right.
And that's because as a woman, when you feel independent, when you feel like you have your own money, you can walk into a store, you can buy something, you can see to yourself, you can see to your family, without having to ask somebody, it eradicates a lot of problems. Because the minute a man can't give you what you need, you have an issue with him.
You have an issue.
And I think that's not fair.
So would you say that's also another way to tell for guys that if she's not genuinely interested in you, meaning like if she doesn't necessarily get what she wants, it
Yes,
becomes a big
of
issue.
course, Of course, 100%. Because a relationship is not getting what you want.
Right.
That is not what a relationship is.
Right.
It's about understanding the person that you're with and the two of you fitting your roles in to combine with one another. You still need to be your own person. I still need to be my own person. You do not get into a relationship with somebody to depend on that somebody. Then you're in a relationship for the complete wrong reasons. And the chances of it lasting could happen, but they're quite slim.
Wow, that's powerful. Jeez, should have had you here earlier, man. I regret it. Save the men of today. Okay, last one for the day. Last question for the day. First of all, I just want to say everything that you said today was incredible.
I hope so.
Everything you said today was incredible.